Okay, here's a graph, and we are given either the independent value or the dependent value, and we need to fill in something that either depends on the independent value or maybe is independent of the dependent value, something that goes together. So if our independent value is the number of gallons in your gas tank, what depends on the number of gallons in your gas tank? Well, the amount of money you spent, right? So the amount of money you spent depends on the number of gallons in your gas tank. So the more gallons you put in, the more money you spend. Okay. Let's call this A, let's call this B. Okay, your IQ depends on what? Well, your IQ depends on how much schooling you have, what grade you're in, right? Be careful that we don't put that your IQ depends on your test scores, because that would be backwards. It would be your test scores depend on your IQ, right? But your IQ maybe depends on how much school you have, your upbringing. All right, C. Number of calories you eat each day. So what depends on the number of calories? Well, maybe your weight. So your weight is going to definitely depend on the number of calories you eat. Code D. Your level of happiness depends on maybe your family, sports. I know sports make me happy. This is bad. Maybe money, depending on who you are. Okay, and the last one, E. What depends on the number of hours you study for a test? Well, we've seen this before, maybe your test score. So your test score depends on how much you study. Okay, there are lots of different answers for this, so maybe try to think of another one for each.